Alright, and we're rolling. Welcome back. This is another episode, y'all, of the making of. And today we got Swallow My Pride. Goodbye to the ego. It is currently like 8 a.m. Actually, I think it's a little later. I got caught up on a phone call. But we're here. We're alive. God bless. We're chilling. We're healthy. And we just dropped a music video called Swallow My Pride. And let's get into it. Why did I record over this beat? Well, this beat, it almost just has that soulful feel, and in the time that I made this song, I was really in a Jack Harlow phase, so I was searching up Jack Harlow type beats, and this one specifically was just speaking to me because of the sample that it had, and what I was feeling at that point in my life. In terms of the recording process, I actually recorded it July 2024. So I've been holding on to this song for a while, and it's funny because somebody hit me up and was like, dude, your music's improving, like you're getting better. And I was like, man, I made this song almost 2 years ago, which is crazy because it's like sometimes your music kind of goes in waves where it's like the song you made most recently isn't your best song. And somebody once told me you're only as good as the last song you made, which I feel like there's a lot of truth to that. So for them to be like, your music's improving and I made it 2 years ago, it makes me question like, okay, am I improving really? Or are they just not up to date on my catalog? And so you always got to trust your own ear, own instincts, and be a fan of yourself. You know, that's kind of my motto, is just like make music that I like. So overall though, in terms of the recording process, it took 2 hours, 6 minutes on my DAW, and then probably another 4 hours to film and edit. Got some black coffee. And this was just like such a meaningful song because we'll get into the meaning later, but actually, let's go into it now. Go off structure a little bit, a tad bit. So, the song name being Swallow My Pride, it kind of just means like, let the ego go. But along with that, like, let God into all of my heart, you know? Let God into all of my heart. And what does that mean for me? You know, that means something different than it might mean to somebody else. But for me, it just meant like being more humble and understanding that if I want to get through these hard times, that I'm going to have to put in the work, and that we all get burnt out sometimes. And I don't have the answer on how to not get burnt out. I think it kind of just is inevitable. But when you do get burnt out, how do you keep pursuing your goal, and how do you find a way to not stay stagnant? So treating each day as unique is one that helps for me, like waking up and treating this day different and not getting stuck in a routine that I don't like. You know, like if I've been following my routine too heavily, sometimes I try to break it, you know, take a different route to work type of thing, you know, and just open my mind and see more of the world. And it's just kind of like, this is what I mean. It's like letting God into my heart and just learning how to meditate and receive rather than just like give and put out. But the song overall, it's very broad in how it can be interpreted, because I didn't want to go specifically into what it means to me in the lyrics, because I wanted the listener to be able to apply it to their own life, no matter what it means for them to swallow their pride. So a lot of the stuff I'm saying is probably applicable to the general public. In terms of why I filmed where I did, well, I filmed on a hill at Eastern Mennonite University, and originally I kind of wanted to film like blue skies, birds everywhere, because I have this lyric that says like, when I die, God, bring me back as a bird so I fly, God. And so I'm thinking, if I could get birds, that'd be cool. But I ended up thinking of this hill when I was searching for a place, and I was like, okay, that's gonna be the spot. And I've just been in love with the color green recently. And I knew I wanted to have like a greenish or blue filter on it, so it ended up just working out naturally. But in terms of the biggest messages, we kind of got all into that already. I don't think I missed too much of that I had written here in my notes. But my favorite lyrics, oh man, I got a lot. So I always have a lot. The lyrics are always my favorite part. It's like if the lyrics are there, like I'm gonna listen to the song again. Oh, I got this like, look mother, I was lost, had to find the cause and the cross, told hey to see you later alligator, now I'm drippy in the cause, but I don't care what it costs, cause the riches don't come from the claw, they come from the man. I'm just giving y'all my plans, and the man upstairs got a plan for me. I have faith and I hope if you're rich in your soul, then you'll never die broke. So within that whole verse right there, it's like, look, I was lost, how to find the cause and the cross, because I'm saying I'm opening up my heart to God. So like, look, I was lost, how to find the cause and the cross, told haters see you later, alligator, now I'm drippy in Lacoste, but I don't care what it costs, because the riches don't come from the cloth. And that's me putting my pride aside again, like swallow my pride. Like riches don't come from the cloth, they come from the man, and the man upstairs got a plan for me. I have faith and I hope if you're rich in your soul. If you're rich in your soul, then you'll never die broke. So I love that whole part. I really think there's just a lot of meaning into that. Although it's like not very like, you're not necessarily visualizing me wearing Lacoste or like finding the cross. It's not storytelling necessarily to that degree. But it's like, I think a lot of people could relate to that. Like if you've ever found God in your heart. So it's just crazy to think like this almost didn't get released, but like one of my friends talked to me recently and it was like, hey dude, like you should make more music like this, you should put this one out. And I say recently, but this was actually like in December, November, and I was like, okay, I'll do it eventually. I knew I was gonna get to it, it was just a matter of time. And when I was writing these lyrics, funny enough, the song really just repeats like almost two different choruses or two different verses, because I like the lyrics that I wrote so much, and just the way that this beat was structured, I was like, dude, I'm just gonna double everything. I'm just gonna double it all. And that's what I ended up doing. And then I added in that one little switch up with like summarizing everything with the verse that I just said. And it really all just came together. And it's like, even though I'm repeating the lyrics, I still think there's a lot of replay value. And I think when you listen to the song for the first couple times, a lot of people won't even catch on that I'm repeating so much stuff. Yeah, so I think oh yeah, and then the hook. So when I'm saying like, when I die, God, bring me back as a bird so I fly, God, let me swallow my pride. And so like, when I was writing this, kind of like what I was saying, I was burnt out at the time. And dude, when you're burnt out, you're almost mentally suffocating. You're kind of like in a depressed state. And it might be a temporary type of depression, but it's real, you know? That burnout is real. So it's like, how do you fight it? And like for me at the time, I was almost just praying to God, like, help me break this routine. Like I feel like I'm mentally suffocating. I feel like I have so much on my plate and I don't know how to tackle it. I don't know if this is even the right direction. And then it's like, that's when it starts to hit, when it's like you have to get stuff done and you don't even know if you want to be getting it done, but you're almost just forcing yourself to do it, in terms of like, not in terms of like schoolwork or job related stuff, but in terms of like self-growth. Like you're almost lost. And when you combine that in with all the other stuff in life, that's when I think burnout really becomes a thing. But what is more free than a bird flying around, you know? And so that's why I said, when I die, God, bring me back as a bird so I fly, God, because I was mentally suffocating at the time of writing this. And I just wanted to be like a bird in the damn sky, just like with no direction in life, like almost like a lost boy, but I know where I'm at type of thing, you know, like I'm just wandering. Like just because you're wandering doesn't mean you're lost type of scenario. So yeah, but my favorite visuals, I think the cuts in this personally are insane. I think my editing's getting a lot better. I think I'm learning how to actually film a lot just by doing this. And oh man, it's been good seeing that growth, honestly. I hope everybody out there is seeing that growth too. But I like when I say, like, I used to only focus on the bag, what I could buy next, to brag about. Balance is important, not talking bank account, on a path with purpose, paper route. And on that whole line, I'm saying used to only focus on a bag, and I like the part where I cut close to the camera and I'm throwing, like, rubbing my thumbs. Like, used to only focus on the money, and then I'm like on a path with purpose, and I cut close to the camera again later, and I'm like on a path with purpose, and then, like, you know, F the paper route, I'm throwing up the finger, and it's like, I just like the way that all flows. So around 1:30, I think that is, and then the edits at 2 minutes. I know we're crazy with, like, that final verse, because it's like I'm really trying to speak to the listener. If you notice, like, my voice in the sound and then the song gets louder. I like the vulnerability. So one of my friends said this was his favorite shot at 55 seconds. I like the vulnerability where I have the camera angling down at me, and I think that's just almost like a vulnerable look, because it's like, you know, the camera's up there, and I'm like, you know, I'm saying kind of just like showing the humbleness, swallow my pride, the vulnerability, like the chain's so strong, but the locks hold, and that's some of the lyrics in there. Oh, and then probably my personal favorite visual is at the beginning of the song when I'm standing up, and like I come around the corner, and it's like, it's saying swallow my pride at the top of the screen, and then I come at the corner, and I'm like standing right here. Oh, I don't think you can see me, but I come around the corner, and I'm standing right here, and I'm getting ready to rap, and you got the Jared Marcus logo, right? The logo, not the logo, but my name in like some script font right there. And it's just like the way that my height is, so that it almost fits perfectly above. That's my favorite visual, because then it's like intro and nothing cuts, and I just get right into it. And it reminds me of the 9-3 to Infinity video remix, where I'm up in the camera, and I think what I'm doing at the beginning of it is I'm cleaning my glasses, and then I step back and nothing cuts. Like, you would think it's just the intro, but then I just come right into when the mic record and feel like Michael Jordan. And so it's kind of just like, it shows the listener that, like, all this music stuff that I'm doing, it's like a real person behind it. Because I make a lot of like AI edited videos, and I want to start gearing away from that, because I mean, it's not even a quality concern, and I don't think the quality is as good as it could be with the whole AI edited videos. But the biggest concern for me is just like the loss of human touch, the loss of relationships. Like, I think people look at an AI edited video and they're like, especially when it's somebody like me who's like, AI was editing me, and they think I have no depth. I'm not living, I'm not laughing, I'm not loving, I'm not a person, you know. And it's so much easier to disconnect from somebody when they don't even seem real. So I want to connect with people, you know. So I think I need to find another way to make a lot of quality content with high quantity, so I could be consistent on posting, grow my fan base, but not have it be AI. Or if it's AI, not make it so scripted in a sense, not make it so, you know, just fake in a way, fake really. So that's definitely something I've been reflecting on, but I don't know what to pivot and do yet. Okay, so I think that's all my favorite visuals right there. In terms of behind the scenes, not really too much with this one. I filmed this one, you know, in a couple hours, took a couple hours to edit. There was some shots that didn't really make the clip. I guess one behind the scenes is like, I was going down to a friend's house, and I didn't have Wi-Fi at the house, so like I was really scared that I wasn't gonna be able to post it within the like 1 video a week time frame, and I still was able to make it work, get Wi-Fi and edit it up. And my laptop has been crashing like crazy. I've abused its CPU. I am so sorry, that poor laptop. So it's coming back around. and eating at me because it's like it crashes when I'm editing, insufficient disk space, all the above. So it's always working around those little problems. And then also that friend helped me fix up a few edits. He brought a point of view that I didn't have. He's like, oh, I think you should be doing this more. I think like when the song switches to the one's unique verse, you need to be more up close into the camera. So then it's also like, as an artist, like we like to hold our work so tight to us, but how else can we be flexible? And if somebody is right in their opinion, can we swallow our pride? So just thinking if there's any other behind the scenes. Oh, I really like these. Like, I liked my outfit in this, and it was like, this was like the first music video where I was actually stressing about my fit, because I'm actually going through like all my clothes at this point. And I really didn't stress about the fit too much before that, also because coming into this year, I didn't even think the music videos were going to be as good as they've been going. I really thought most of these music videos, excuse the hairline, I thought most of these music videos would just be like one continuous video of me rapping the song and then just post that and call it a music video. But they've been like edited, thought out, planned. So that's why I don't stress about the fits most time, because I'm like, the standard is starting to get higher, but it kind of is still at that level where it's like, dude, I got a lot going on. So if like one music video a week is too taxing, that one week I just got to take it easier, like that's okay, as long as I'm not like doing that continuously, as long as I'm not making it a habit. I want to be putting out the best work that I can, and I want to up the standards, but I don't want to get burnt out. So it all comes back, it all comes back to knowing yourself, knowing what you can accomplish, knowing what's realistic. And this coffee's starting to get cold, which is annoying. But I really think that's it. Finally though, my New Year's resolution, I think a lot of my followers know it at this point. One music video a week. One music video a week for an entire year. And we're doing it. We're live. We're almost a quarter of the way in at this point. Coming up at the end of March. I think we have one more music video for March. Gonna film it sometime this week. It's gonna be to the song "What's Mine, What's Yours." And I've been loving the colors green and blue recently. I want that one to have more of a blue or purple feel. So we'll see where I end up filming that, see what fit I end up picking out. It might be these shirts, new shirts, by the way. Also, Music Production Club's got its first event, which is a club I'm a part of. It's got its first like big event coming up April 3rd. I'm super excited about that. Should be good. And much love. Thanks everybody for tapping in, following my stuff. And if you have any recommendations in terms of like what content you want to be seeing on like a mass scale, because I think the best content is the unique content, the one-off stuff, but at the same time it's hard to be consistent and film something every single day. The strategic way for me to go about it is film something like I'm doing right now and then make 10 clips out of it. So it's like, what long form content do you guys want to see? And then how can I make that into 10 to 30 short form clips? And so if any of you have tips, ideas, suggestions on that, I'm always an open ear. DM me, comment. It's all love. Thank you so much for following. And I hope everybody is staying blessed, staying true to themselves, and finding the path they want to be on in life. And if you ever want to connect, let me know. Much love. Peace. When I die, God, bring me back as a bird, so I fly, God. Let me swallow my pride.